Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of ZAZ, Zero Agenda Zone. I have a good friend of mine, Beth. And always I'll let them share their own story, but I start off with a connect. We have some mutual friends and we're both veterans. We have started our journey off that way. We have connected through social media, and she has blessed me with her presence on this podcast. We do have a little joke. You don't quite know what it is, but we do share something very common, but I'm going to bring it up later. But I'll let Beth share a story, and, whatever you want to share, whatever you don't want to share, kind of throw it out there.
I mean,
Who's Beth?
thank you for asking me to do this. First of all, it's so nice to finally, when you have a moment to sit down face to face with someone and have a conversation. But yeah, so I'm from the DC area. Not from, I live in the DC area. Originally born and bred in Ohio, so diehard
Okay.
Ohio State fan. Um,
I'm sorry.
okay. Anyways, moving on. I have to defend it all the time. Um, yeah, like you said, we're both veterans and have had quite a journey in life. Always been overseas, been to Iraq, been to Afghanistan, did the contracting thing, currently work for USG. So it's been that continuity through my life. Met a lot of great people. And it's funny how, 7 degrees of separation, usually it's amazing how the network can come together. Social media is huge because you can always somehow hit up somebody who's known somebody. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
So
as the older we get, that circle gets so much smaller. Seem like it's like, okay, well, I know that person knows me, or I know of that person.
it's just really cool though. When you say like the older you get, I definitely have felt a shift in priorities for myself and just in general in life and quality of life and what you allow, don't allow, who you let in. I preach all the time to people, your time is so precious. And so when I choose to share it with you, it's a gift, whether it's my gift to you or, your gift to me. I control my peace. Let's just say.
Yeah, I like that. Be careful what you tolerate. Teach people how to treat you.
Absolutely.
And that goes with my time too. So if I'm just letting you capture all my time and then turn around, it's like, wow, I can't get that back. So then,
Zero.
you become accessible to everyone. That's
Mhm.
work. That's my personal life too, as well. I don't be that accessible to people that don't add any value.
When I leave this, I want to feel fuller. I want to feel like I gained something. You contributed to who I am, just my spirit, and how whatever degrees that is. And so my husband actually taught me this is my bar. I don't lower it to accommodate people. Either they rise to it or you don't. Going 10 toes down and making people rise to it will change the quality of that circle.
All right. So Ohio, do you still have family out there?
My whole family's out there. Yeah, so I'm the youngest of 5, and all of my siblings still live in Ohio. Either they never left or they went to different parts of Ohio and then came back. So the town I'm from is small. It's known for its Xenia with an X. Um,
Xenia.
Xenia.
You got to kind of go better than that. Like Xenia, what the hell is Xenia?
Yeah, exactly, right? So that's usually what I
Yeah.
get from people.
Yeah, we got to
But
explain it. You just can't be like Xenia and then just leave it at
just
there.
keep
Like, oh,
moving on.
oh, Tony, you don't know what the hell Xenia is?
Where
No,
you
I
been?
don't. Where you been all of your life?
So it's actually, I think most people, if they ever know it, it's because it was hit by a giant tornado, an F5 in 1974, April. It's been in actually some like earth science textbooks. And I was 5 years old and between the washer and dryer in our basement. And I remember my father was in the garage, which was like under our house.
Okay.
And he was watching it and he worked for the Xenia Daily Gazette, the town paper. And he was taking pictures out of our garage and you could just hear it, feel it. But the crazy thing is it didn't touch our house, literally came up between our house and the neighbor's house, but it destroyed our town. And coincidentally, over the years, I left 2 days after I turned 18, I left and went in the military. There's been quite a few other good sized tornadoes that have kind of destroyed that city throughout time
Yeah, I
since
mean, I
then.
think the state itself is always having tornadoes. It's known for tornadoes,
Yeah. Yeah.
twisters, tornadoes. I witnessed a tornado when I was younger, from Georgia. It was like way off in the field. and you just see all the debris just blowing all over the place. And the closer it was getting to us, to as kids, I'm like, oh shit, let's look at this. It was definitely far away, but the debris was still flying. And eventually, like the sand and all the things that could pick up from the wind was hitting us so hard till we went inside. And it sounds just like they described a freight train. Like
It
you
does.
just hear like a train just. So I do remember that. It's two natural disasters that I do remember. I remember being in LA many years ago as well, and an earthquake
Mm,
um, went through a small one, and it shut down the elevator that I was in, and I was stuck in between the floors
mm-mm.
in this department. So I stayed in there for hours, but it worked out well because by the time the fire department kind of wished and they put this little bracelet there and pulled me out. The department store gave me all this crazy credit to buy something, all these other things, a this release, like I won't sue them. And I think they gave me like back then like $300 of I could buy merch.
Mm.
It's like, yeah,
You could be
I'll
the
find them.
CEO of Macy's or something right now had you,
I
like,
can't think. Yeah, yeah.
demanded something.
Yeah, exactly. So they automatically, man, they came out there and let's walk over here. They had the paper drawing on it. They brought it to the fire department. Just keep me on a little while till I get my legal department to draw this paperwork.
They just pull that out of the file box just
Man,
in
they
case.
they already had it when I was walking to the back rooms. Just gotta check it. Paramedic with me over for like 10 minutes. Are you okay? Yeah, I've been good. Yeah, let's
I'm
walk.
right
Yeah,
here.
let's talk behind this release.
Exactly, exactly.
But anyway, I kind of segue in the beginning that he had this funny thing, this thing in common here. It was briefly talking. I was telling you about dogs and cats, and we both like we fucking hate cats.
No.
I know, right? And what's interesting is not only we hate cats, we shared this story. Like, why do cats come around us when we don't like them? I don't get it.
It's like they know, and they're like, "Here I come, I'm gonna just F with you left and right," and rubbing
Yeah,
all up against your leg, wanting to jump up
yeah.
on the lap, and yeah, they do, they just it's like they know you don't like them.
And it's funny, the cat people they get offended when you don't like their cats.
Oh my god. Way more than dog people.
I know, right?
Way more than
And
dog
I'm a
people are
dog
like,
person.
"Just go away, dog." Cat
Yeah,
people, it's like a child, like, they just "What's wrong with my cat?" It's laying bouncing up on the counter, walking
it
around
loves
when you
you.
make food.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah, the cat
Timid.
all on the cat. It's either listen, audience, if you're a cat person, please don't get offended. But I always say, I don't care. Get offended. If your cat is all over the damn place, I don't even want to drink out of anything that you
Mm-mm,
have or eat anything. I mean, you won't want my dog licking the plate, even I put it in the dishwasher. You witness my dog licking the plate. Oh, I watched it. Would you want to eat anything out of it?
mm-mm.
It's the same
It's
thing with
like
cat.
potlucks. Nobody's going, "You don't know how these people made their food." So I'll eat a Tostito out of a bag that was greasy.
You sound so black. That's
That's not the
that's
first
black.
time I've heard
That's
that.
man, I swear, black people won't eat anything from anyone's house. Like, I ain't eat that. I don't know how she cook that food.
Mm-mm,
Like just my
mm-mm.
aunts, my mother, they
And
just I don't know.
my face talks before my mouth moves.
You're like,
And so there's no hiding it, and my husband will say all the time, he'll be like, "Your face is talking, please stop." And I'm just like, "Well, I can't help it. It's either that or it's gonna come out, and it's probably gonna be foul if it comes out of my mouth."
I don't know how they prepared it. I don't know, it's all over how clean they are. I heard it all.
I mean,
If they have
I know people that literally look up the health inspections before an agreement of a restaurant is even come to. We're gonna check out the rating, how many stars, what the
okay.
citations were for. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a bit much. I mean, you know, well, I lived in Portland for a while, and they had some excellent food out there. They had these food trucks and stuff. I was outside of Portland. I was in Beaverton. Um, the food scene is really nice. I don't know if it's known for that, but that was my experience there. And also the weather. People's talking about the rain and all these other things, and it really is more rainfall in per year in like Virginia, for example, than it is in Portland, or I should say in Oregon. It's more frequently and it stops. It drizzles and it stops, and the sun comes out nice and shiny. So I mean, and there's no bugs.
Yes.
It was crazy. It was like no bugs there. Like you can keep your door open. I don't know, bug free zone.
Fort was it Fort McCord Air
Yeah,
Force Base, which is in Washington, but
Washington State.
it would rain every day
Yeah.
randomly. it would just get dark, it would pour, it would stop, the sun would come out,
Right.
and, rainbows at the end of every single one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, it's just too dreary for me.
Oregon kind of stirred away a little bit more from that, but you are right. It just, the rain comes down, it drops down, and the sun comes up.
Mhm.
It's just, it was
Everything was really
frequently
green because of that. It's beautiful, but it's just not a place I'd wanna live.
right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Obviously, you still in DC area, the DMV.
yeah.
How you like it out there? I lived out there for a long time, 15, almost 17 years.
Wow,
I just the rat race. I was happy to leave there.
so
You,
much.
you love it out there?
No, I don't.
You're like, no, I'll
Thank
make
you
it.
for asking. I don't. So work brought me here,
Right.
and I've been here going on, what, 16 years now. And it's funny because I remember I had probably been here 4 years, 5 years, and I was talking to somebody at work, and he asked me, he was like, "So how long have you lived here?" And I was like, "Oh, 4 years, but this isn't my home," is what I said. And he
Right.
said, "Well, I hate to break it to you, but you've been here 4 or 5 years. I'm pretty sure this is your home now,
Yeah.
but you relate home to, like, born and raised in Ohio." The 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 pace is chaotic. Everything is so expensive, but it's just everybody's in such a rush to
Yeah. It's a
come and
hustle.
go that it's just nobody has the time to invest, again, time, in mere manners, which is different than me sitting down with you to have a meal and leaving thinking I just lost 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. But just to hold a door and say thank you, I mean, you can pretty much count on it that if I hold a door for you and you walk through it and don't acknowledge it, I will say something
I'll
loud.
make sure I had that on video.
Yeah, yeah. So it's that kind of stuff. Whereas, when I travel, I love Savannah, Georgia. I go to these places that aren't so busy and they're just more just cozy, maybe, or
Yeah.
down home, or I don't know.
More
The,
that
the
southern
pace is
hospitality.
different.
If you're gonna have a place to live, where would it be? If DC is not home,
Yeah.
I don't think you want to go back to Ohio since you
No,
told me the tornado story.
zero.
Right. You're like, I'm not experiencing that tornado
No.
again. What would it be? I mean,
So we are pretty invested in Tennessee.
are you gonna build a barn and menu?
So I would love that. Absolutely love
Yeah,
it. So
right?
we've gone a couple times to different areas. So he has children all grown, and but
Okay.
they're all basically around here. My son is still in Missouri. We want to find kind of a place where we can get in the car and drive either place and get there in a day. We can just come and go, do long weekends, whatever. So we've looked at some places, but nothing's hit yet as far as, like, oh my God, this is it. I have no connection to Tennessee, neither does he. He's
Well, let
born
me
and raised
know.
in
I
here.
have some, well, not a connection, but I have a really good friend. Actually, I'll have him on the podcast end of this month. Really good dude. He's from Tennessee, born and raised, but we became friends. Yeah, I'll let him, I share a story on the podcast. But if you need any kind of connection, he'd be more than willing to like give you his input. He's lived there all his life. He's in his mid-50s. His family's from there. He's in the Crossville area. Uh, you gotta look that up. It's all
Yeah.
the Villes, Crossville, Nashville. Villes. And I guess what for Virginia, you got the burbs.
The
These
burbs,
this
lots of
burbs.
burbs.
Where's a burb?
Yeah.
But um, but yes. All right. So keep it moving. What is it that makes you tick when you're not working? You're not fussing about cat people, that kind of thing. What does it do? What's your hobbies? What's up?
I actually bake. When I first came to work up here, for the first 8 years, I worked in a command center, a 24/7 kind of command center. There was an older gentleman that worked with me. He was a Vietnam vet. He's a PhD. He authored a book. He taught at Oklahoma University. I mean, and he was older. He was living up here, and he worked with me. Um, and one day, somebody had told me it was his birthday, and I thought, I don't know. The thought of him not having someone to celebrate with him or honor his special day or
Right.
take him to dinner, whatever. It just kind of made me sad. And he probably could have cared less, but it bothered me.
Right.
So it
Okay.
became a thing. So I made him a cake. and I brought it in, and he was very touched, but it became a thing. And so
Okay.
people started telling me I was like, "When's your birthday?" And they were like, "Hey, this is my favorite thing." And so I would make if you said, "Beth, my birthday is this day and my favorite thing is red velvet cake," I would make one just for you and one for everyone else to share and celebrate,
Nice.
right? So I have done that ever since this started. I'm talking spreadsheets long, like by month. So when I left there and went to the position I am in now, the vibe was different. And it was kind of you're working with all these kind of cumulative, all these different agencies. And so because of that, everybody was kind of doing their own thing. And I don't know, the connection wasn't there. And I didn't feel led to like bring it up. So
Right.
there was a bit of a dry spell for a while. And then one day I just thought, you know what? I think I'm going to send this email out. It was after COVID. A lot of people had left. I sent this email out and I was like, "Hey, this is something that I did and I would love to celebrate your big day with you and, whatever." And it shot off. I'm telling you, it was like, "This is my birthday. This is my birthday. My mom used to make me this cake, blah, 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 blah." Blah. I mean, it was amazing. And people will to this day, they come up and they're like, "Hey, my birthday's coming up, but I'm not sure what I want yet." And, grown men, "Can you do ice cream cakes? Can you do this?
Right. Right.
Can you do this?" So I still do it. And I've made several wedding cakes. I made a lot of, decorated cookies and stuff for Christmas or whatever. Um, but it brings me a lot of joy. And people tell me all the time, "You have got to open a business." They've sent me from Chat GPT like a picture of my cookies or something, and Chat GPT says, "Oh, these are 90 to $120 a dozen because of the detail." And I was
Right.
like,
Yeah.
who's paying that? First of all, I want to meet them.
They
I
pay
could
it, man.
never, I could never in good conscience. I could probably count on one hand how many people I've charged.
Right. You
Everybody else,
know,
I just do it.
I think once you like I had this hobby, I guess sharing some of my quirkiness. I used to. I haven't done it in a while, but I make scratch build RC airplanes and I fly them. I had this crazy YouTube channel too as well. Yeah, I make my phone board. It kind of started off. I bought this plane and I didn't know anything different between a low wing, high wing, train, and all these other different things. But it's like that. So I want to have an RC airplane. I didn't realize how difficult it was, to actually fly one. I bought the wrong thing because it's like, look, then I crashed it to many pieces, like, first few flights. And I had all these parts, and, I don't throw away anything. So I was like, I just make one. And there's this guy, experimental airplanes. He made things out of Dollar Tree foam board. I followed that script and I made one. The damn thing flew. I was like, oh my goodness. And then it went crazy. I didn't want to make some basic thing. I started making planes where it looks like planes, low wings, twin engine ones. I might throw my little YouTube on this thing, just on the description so you can look it up. But yeah, it started getting great. I started building them. I built like 50 of them.
Wow.
And people was all like, oh, you should sell this, you should do this. But the thing is about bringing up is once it becomes a job, it's no longer fun. It's no longer your hobby. Now I have to feel like I'm obligated to do something, or I have to worry about, like, if I build something or if I taught some kid how to do it, it doesn't really matter if it had flaws in it, or it was on my time frame. So I just never really got into, like, trying to sell something or trying to do anything for anyone. Like, I'll show you how to do it, or we can buy the parts and you can just do it together. But I think with your baking, even though you did really well and you enjoy doing it, I think once you start selling it, it's not going to be as fun. It's not going to be as enjoyable.
I always say, um, it brings me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
Something that isn't a difficult thing. Just like when I listen to you talk about and describe billing, it gives me anxiety because I don't have a clue. It's so foreign. I would probably be angry the whole time. But with this, it's kind of my happy place, my zen place. I just go in and I can do it in my sleep, depending on what it is. I like new stuff, to be challenged by new stuff. And I feel like it matters to people. However, such a small thing. I walk into a kitchen in our office and people are standing there eating cake, shooting the shit, just having
Yeah.
fun and talking. We're away from our desks. We're, like just
Yeah.
sharing. And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just
I
such
kind
a
of feel like
simple
it's
thing.
your work family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
so but it's the same thing, and there was a woman years ago, there was a time in my life where I actually drove a school bus, and I was the coolest bus driver ever, but
All right. What kind of bus was it?
it was for alternative schools
Okay.
kids. So it
Badass
was the
kids.
route that no one wanted.
Okay.
And I had the attitude to be able to handle it. And
Okay.
but again, I really connected with a lot of these kids, and it did something for me as much as it did them. But during the course of this, my boss, she was over the entire transportation. She she had done something for me, and I was so moved by it. And I said, I can't accept this. I can't. And she looked at me and she said, "Don't steal my joy." And that hit
Like that.
me
Yeah.
from that moment forward. And so I kind of hijacked her line, but I say it all the time. I'll go to pay for lunch or I'll go to do something, and they'll be like, "No, no, no." And I'm like, don't steal my joy. This is
I like that.
this
I
is
might,
for
I might steal that myself.
do it.
Another thing is too, I'm gonna give James this plug. He gave me an idea of an icebreaker. I guess that's what you call it. The icebreaker that he gave me a suggestion about would be if you ask three close people, you got arrested, for example, someone called and said you got arrested. What would be the things they would say if they had to have a guess what you got arrested on? What would be what would be the answer? Like, what would be those three people answer? They say, "Oh, Beth just got arrested." Oh, you call and say, "I just got arrested." And then say, "Well, hey, if you guess what it is that she got arrested for, we'll let her out." What do you think the three people would say that's close to you?
Assault,
I like that.
um, property destruction,
Okay. All right.
trespassing.
Are you speaking from experience, Beth? That
Uh,
goes with it's,
so
it's safe.
I have never gotten arrested. Let's be clear.
Oh,
Uh,
wait, say arrested. Listen, arrest only means what you got caught doing. Doesn't necessarily mean you haven't done it.
so
But that
if
kind of
I've never gotten caught for any of those things, Downey.
that's what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? Hey, trust no one, deny everything, demand proof, and never change your story.
But that would probably be it. Yeah.
All right, cool. That brings me to, this closing this session. A once upon a time. Like, Beth, what would be a once upon a time story? You got to give us something.
Once upon a time, um, I almost got trafficked in China,
What? Oh, when you say traffic,
like sold.
wow. You got sold.
I didn't get
Almost?
sold.
Close?
We were almost there. It
Was
was
it a
it was,
bidding war?
let me just, and then the movie Taken came out. Child, that was like PTSD. I couldn't even watch it.
So, was it a bidding war?
No.
Was it a
We
snatching
didn't get
grab?
that close. I had, let's see if I can do a short version because usually I can't, but I
It's all right.
was contracting at
Okay.
the time, and it was a random, not a normal security contract for this company. And so I got sent to China there for ended up about 8 months total. But all the taxis look exactly alike. And
Okay.
basically the way it was done was if you wanted to drive for the day, you go to whatever down to the main hub, and you who first come first serve. You grab a car, whatever. But there was, the little ID that they put in a holder with their picture. It never
Right.
looked like the driver. Anyway, so I
They
was
all look
walking.
alike, Beth.
What? It didn't. Um, so I got in a cab one evening to go back to the hotel where we were staying. And when we got there, let me preface that we were given this little book, and it had very common, like sayings that you could say
Okay.
in Mandarin, like "I am an American," yeah,
Don't
hello,
kidnap
whatever.
me.
Please don't kidnap me.
Right.
So, I mean, I had taken this route from where I was at to the hotel, obviously at least twice a day because we worked every single day. So I get in, and I always sat in the front. The cabs were really small. I am tall, and it's a large, I mean, I'm like a giant over there. So I got in the cab, and the driver, it was crazy because I walked up and I said to him the hotel, and he was like, "Yeah, yeah." And this guy came over, and he spoke perfect English. And he was like, "Do you need some help?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just going to this hotel." And he spoke it to him, and he didn't say anything that would have made me think he was in on something. So I get in, and the guy whips a U-turn and he goes, "Megwa," which was American. And I said, "Yes." And that was the end of the conversation. And so we go and he's driving and I'm, very aware of my surroundings. So I'm like watching because you'd go several different routes. I'd never been this route. You're used to how much it costs, right?
Right.
It wasn't that
Right.
far. But the lights are getting dimmer and dimmer as far as city. And when I noticed, I don't have any idea where he has now taken. We're going out of the city.
Right. You
And
realize
I'm
you're going the
like,
wrong
"Hey, where are
direction.
you taking me?" And, he doesn't speak English, but I'm just talking. And he's not even looking at me. He's not acknowledging me. I am losing my mind. He goes and he ends up pulling into this area, neighborhoodish, pitch black, tall buildings, pulls up, not a street light, stops the car, turns it off. It's warm out, so the windows are like down and turns on the dome light. And I'm like, and then he starts reaching underneath his seat. So I go and I hit his hand. The battle begins in this car. I turn off the light. He turns it on. I go for the keys. He hits my hand away. I am losing my mind, waiting for me to be snatched right out of this car. I don't even know how long we were there. It felt like at least 15 minutes, but it probably wasn't. He finally just turns the car on and takes me right back where he picked me up. I get out of the car, I get out, and I go right back I was at a consulate there. One of the other people I worked with actually escorted me back to the hotel to make sure I got there. And then I met with the RSO that morning and the local guards. We sat and had a conversation. And I remember the RSO looked at him and said, what happened? Like, what is this? And he said, they were wanting to sell her. And all I thought about was my son. Like, we didn't even have a cell phone to call anybody. So I was literally nobody would have known I didn't make it back to the hotel. And, so it was a moment in my life that I will forever. It sounds crazy, but it
That is a crazy
happened.
story.
It
But
happened.
you know what's crazy about that is how often that they succeed. How often they very successful for this. I mean,
Scary.
it is scary. But like, hey, that's lesson learned. Be aware of your surroundings, and also don't be a victim. Don't sit there and be a victim. Like you went in there, you fought, and it's like, hell no, this ain't happening today. At least he just not going to give up.
No, I would take his cab. I was
Yeah,
wanting to turn around in that little tiny box and just start kicking him to where he had to fall out into the street, and I was gonna take his cab. But it was so small and it all obviously worked out, but it's something that I obviously carry with me even to
yeah,
this
yeah.
day.
No, I understand. That'd be pretty frightening.
Yeah.
But hey, I like that. That's definitely gonna be the tease on the Instagram. I'm gonna go ahead and go and give you a spoiler alert. That's definitely gonna be it. Let me chop that on up in many pieces and share that story.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm gonna sum it up. I keep it under 30 minutes. You have to come back on the show again and share some few things and we can kind of catch up again.
I would love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, once again, thank you for listening. Got Beth here. I'm going to drop the whole video a couple days later. Hey, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, any kind of comments. I don't care. Good, bad, ugly. This is a work in progress, and I do it for the fun of it. I do it for you guys if you listen and enjoy it. Once again, hey, Beth, you stay on the line. I'm just going to close the video, and we can kind of chop it up after that. Hey, thank you for listening, guys. Appreciate it. Welcome. Good night. Goodbye, et cetera, et cetera. Later.